Ultimate Team for EA Sports FC has finally been revealed, and today we are going to be going through absolutely everything that has been confirmed and all the major changes. Firstly, let's talk about the big one. This is Evolutions. This is the first time ever where you can now buy players off the transfer market and immediately start upgrading them, as long as they fit into the correct criteria. This criteria will change on a season by season basis. A few examples that have already been given is that there might be a requirement which needs them to be a silver player, in which you'll need to select a silver player in order for them to fit within this evolution system. Sometimes it could be even more specific, so that you must evolve a left back with 3-star skill moves, which is another requirement which has been given as an example. But this is just for selecting a player. Once you have a player that you're going to put through this evolution system, that is where the challenges come in. Now, these challenges, from what has been revealed within the trailer, don't seem too complicated. It's playing a certain amount of games within division rivals and squad battles, getting a certain amount of passes, scoring a certain amount of goals, the stuff that you would expect. Although we have only seen these ratings get to a max of 80 so far, which does mean that these challenges are going to be quite simple. In order for these to go even higher, these challenges will get more complex. That'll be more difficult in the challenge itself, or it's going to increase the amount of times that you need to do it, the amount of games that you would need to play, the amount of passes that you need to complete, the amount of goals that you'll need to score. But by completing these challenges, this is where it gets interesting. It goes for the upgrade system. This will improve their overall rating and also specific stats, but there's also an option to customize this. And you can customize this with skill moves, work rates, playstyles, alternative positions, and even weak foot. This will also unlock new visuals and animated background for the player that you selected to go through this full process. Now, cards themselves, they get this green and gold tint. The higher that you level them up, the more the gold starts to come through, and I might as well say that they look real nice. There are some limitations with this. You can buy players off the transfer market, but the second that you upgrade them, they become untradeable. Although you will likely be able to still use these for SBCs, so that will be a method at some point within the future. You also can only upgrade one at a time. You can have as many evolution players in your squad, and there may be seasons where you're able to buy and have multiple go in, but you can only select one to be in the evolutions in order for you to access and complete the challenges. It does sound like you'll be able to swap these players out once you do complete the challenge, but there's only one that's going to be focused at any given moment. Overall though, it is pretty cool. Next up, we must talk about women's football finally coming to Ultimate Team. We have been talking about this non-stop for the past 2, 3, 4 months, however long it's been since we first initially heard from leaks. Now we can go a bit more in depth. Women will finally be added to Ultimate Team. They'll have their own gold cards, bronze cards, silver cards. They'll also have informs, and they'll also have their heroes and icons. In total, this will add an additional 1,600 players to day one of Ultimate Team. This will add a huge variety to the teams that you'll be able to build and also what you'll be coming up against. The rating system is all relative to the leagues and competition that they play against within the real world pitch. So it's not men versus women, and men will always be higher rated because it will all be relative. And the initial complaint when women in football were first leaked was, how would the chemistry system work? And the chemistry system works exactly the same. It's based on nationality, league, and club, meaning that a Chelsea female football player will still link to a male Chelsea football player. They'll still give chemistry to each other, despite being two completely different leagues. And women will be part of evolutions, icons, the transfer market, packs, objectives, squad builder challenges, moments, and also the Ultimate Team draft. Next up, we need to talk about playstyles. Playstyles is an interesting one because there's been quite a few leaks over the last few months, but it's always been something different. Initially it was called traits, and then it was called traits 2.0, and then it was also revealed that traits were purchasable off the transfer market, and then they weren't, and traits were very similar to what we had before. They were just revamped, And now we know that they're not traits, they're called playstyles, and there's a tier 2 to this, which will be playstyle plus. With the most recent information, playstyles will be applied to all of the top players within games. Some will even have playstyle plus. Playstyle plus is the exact same as the playstyle, except it's going to be a better version of whatever that playstyle is. There will be 34 different playstyles available at launch, and players will have a combination of these on their card depending on their skill within real life, although there are some slight changes. On the EAFC 24 pitch notes, it does say this: although only the best of the best will have playstyle pluses at launch, we will be releasing more versions of players with diverse playstyles in our campaigns throughout the year. You'll also be able to customize your players in evolutions and add different playstyles to them throughout the year. And this definitely does clear up some confusion. It certainly sounds like you will not be able to buy playstyles and apply them to players. Players will naturally have them. However, if you do have a player which goes through the evolutions and you're able to upgrade them, that is where you'll be able to change playstyles. And according to what EA are saying, this could dramatically change the game. More so than what was originally advertised with chemistry styles, because even though chemistry styles did have an impact, it wasn't always easy to tell. Now these are some of the biggest changes so far, but these aren't the only changes. There are some other things which, even though might be small, they could still change up the game quite a bit. So firstly, there will no longer be position modifiers. If you want to change a player from their preferred position to their alternative position, you can do this simply by selecting them and moving them to their alternative position. You don't need to buy a position modifier in order to change them, and this certainly helps. It means that you don't need to waste coins on position modifiers anymore to get full chemistry. But the big selling point is that this is also going to be in FUT Draft. Since the beginning of draft, you've never been able to change players' positions, and this hurt you chemistry wise, which would also hurt the performance of the player. This got even worse last year with FIFA 23 when EA changed the chemistry system, so that if a player was out of their preferred position, they would get zero chemistry and they would have no effect to any of the players around them. This is difficult because when you select a formation at the beginning, the starting 11 is of course within that position, but the bench isn't. The bench has always been by default a 4-4-2. And if you don't have a 4-4-2, you're always going to get players which don't actually link to the formation that you will be playing in. This certainly helps. Chemistry will also change with icons. In FIFA 22 and before, whenever you added an icon to your team, they would give chemistry to everyone around them. But with the chemistry change within FIFA 23, how players would no longer directly link to other players around them, icons changed to only be given chemistry to those in the same nationality and the same league would always only be other icons. It made it a lot harder for you to build the hybrids if you were to go for 2 separate leagues plus icons, especially within a game mode such as FUT Draft. Now that changes within EA Sports FC, and icons will add a +1 to every single player, regardless of nationality or league. Menus have also seen a massive update. It's going to be a lot more fluid as you move between various different game modes. You no longer need to go into a game mode, and once you're done, you need to spam B or circle, depending what platform you're on, to back out all the way to the main menu to then go across using your controller bumpers to select a different game mode. There is now a drop down menu on the top left where you press a button, it immediately shows up, and then you can scroll through to select exactly what you want, in which it then takes you over. So much better and so much cleaner. This is certainly going to be useful when you're building your own team to quickly go over to a game mode such as Division Rivals, FUT Champions, FUT Draft, Moments, you name it. And likewise, I'll probably end up using it the most through going through SBCs to quickly heading over to the transfer market. For those of you who are looking to grind evolutions and maybe you don't have the confidence to go through this online, but instead you're looking to go into squad battle matches, well, good news for you, it should hopefully be a lot easier as well as a lot quicker. In EA Sports FC, EA are reducing the length of each half from 6 minutes to 4 minutes, which is certainly going to help with the pacing. Squad battles in itself can be very tedious because of the half lengths and also because you're playing against the AI. It is boring. Now things should be able to go a lot smoother through the whole gameplay process, whilst you're still able to grind out the objectives and challenges or even evolutions if you wish to do so. The final small change that has been revealed is something that's been heavily requested. We have saved the best till last. This is through objectives, which is where you can now claim all. This has been a request for the longest time, and it becomes very tedious and really disrupts the flow right at the beginning of a new year or even a new season. Because whether you're actively trying to complete objectives or you're not, it really doesn't matter, because you play a single game, you complete about 20 different challenges. But you would need to go into your objectives and select each of them individually in order for you to claim the rewards. Now, you just press the claim all button. Does it in a few seconds, you go through your rewards, store them where you need to store them, and carry on with your life whilst still claiming all the benefits. It's going to be a hell of a lot quicker and a hell of a lot better. Anyway, these are all the confirmed major changes coming to Ultimate Team in EA FC 24. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. What are your thoughts on everything that EA has implemented this year? Anyway, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going. So see ya.